Welcome back to the cockpit, fellow aviators. It's a beautiful Friday morning. Headed back home. We just finished the Aircraft Electronics Association Central Trade Show last night. I know that's a mouthful to say, and you guys may be tired of hearing me say it, but it is what it is. That's where we were. That's what we were doing. I had a good visit with a lot of shops. A lot of students were there. A lot of aircraft, airframe and power plant aspiring mechanics were at the trade show. They came by the booth, wanted to talk to us and find out more about Aeromock and what we did, and potentially if they could come to work for Aeromock, which we are always welcome to welcome new technicians. We don't have a strong need for airframe and power plant mechanics. However, we do have a place for a few in our organization, and anybody that wants to learn electronics or avionics is certainly welcome to put in an application and go to work for us. The instruments that we work on and the things that we manufacture take someone that is very, very skilled with their hands, ability to understand prints and drawings and piece parts and assembly, manufacturing processes and that sort of thing. There's a lot that goes into what we do, and if you have an aptitude for that, we'd love to talk to you about it. It's certainly, Aeromock is certainly a wonderful place to work. If you haven't figured that out by now, that I love where I work, I love the people I work for. It's just a fantastic organization all the way around. So that's my shameless plug for working at Aeromock for this morning. We're in Guthrie, Oklahoma, and we have probably about a 2-hour flight back home to Shreveport downtown. 270 nautical miles, got a little bit of a headwind, just like my last flight. I mentioned got a headwind every leg I've had on this trip, but I get to fly a wonderful airplane on a beautiful day, so life is good. Taxiing out to runway 16 at Guthrie. The wind's right down the runway at 10 knots.
Guthrie traffic, Stabria 1008 Echo, taking the active 16, departing the area to the east, Guthrie.
And looking forward to a good flight this morning. Good looking Citabria taxiing onto the runway down there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. Orange and white, really nice color scheme. Beautiful airplane. Tail draggers are a lot of fun to fly. If you don't have your tail wheel endorsement, I really encourage you to go get one. It may be some of the most fun flying you'll do. It'll make you a better pilot. It's really challenging and keep you from having lazy feet. If you guys hear that alternator whine and I don't edit it out, y'all need to put a comment down below and admonish me. I give you permission to get on to me. Matt, get that alternator squeal out of there. I'm hoping to do a video about that with the Hartzell guys. I know one of their tech reps, and I think that'll make a cool video. I think it'd be good for all of us to learn a little bit more about that. All right, down the end of the runway, got 120 degrees on the oil, so that's good. I like that. So we're going to go pre-flight inspection, please.
Skyline 186 Delta Tango, 10 miles to the north. We're going to enter the RNAV 16 into Guthrie.
Parking brake set, cabin doors and windows closed and locked. Cowl flaps cool open, full open. Flight controls free and correct. Mixture full rich, rudder set for takeoff. Elevator set for takeoff. 1700 RPMs. We're going to check the magnetos, the propeller, and the engine instruments. 1700, here we go. Right mag, good drop. Left mag, good drop. Cycle that propeller. All engine instruments in the green. We are going to do a normal takeoff this morning. We're going to do wing flaps 10. Power as required, which is full power in this airplane. Red line, red line. Elevator. Climb speed. 80 knots rotation. Accelerate to 125. Wing flaps retract as required. Make sure we look on our downwind and our base and final before I make the radio call. Got a little too close to the do not cross.
Guthrie traffic, Skyline 186 Delta Tango, 10 miles north, inbound on RNAV 16, Guthrie.
Guthrie traffic, Centurion 604, the members departing 16 Guthrie will be a left turnout departing to the southeast. Taxied up a little close to the whole short line there and kind of got myself jammed up. This airplane, once you get the wheel turned over one way or the other, it's a little tricky to get it going back the right direction. It just kind of goes past its caster point. Y'all are probably tired of hearing me say this by now, but turbocharger takeoff. Line up on the runway. 30 inches of manifold pressure. Hold the brakes. Let the turbo lag. Verify all instruments into green. Red line, red line. Hold that right rudder in there. Stay on that center line. Looking for 80 knots, and then we're going to rotate. Comes right off the ground. Gears coming up. A little bit of nose down trim. A little bit of right rudder trim. Go to my maps there. Flaps coming up. Accelerating. A few bumps out here today. Guthrie traffic, Centurion 604 members, left turnout departing to the southeast. Alright, power's coming back, gonna set up for cruise climb. Climbing at 6,500 today. Love to go higher, but we'd have to get up to 20,000 feet to get the good winds. Just not worth going that high for this short of a flight, so we'll buck about a 15 knot headwind down to Louisiana. Alright, all our engine instruments look good. Smooth down a little bit. I'm going to let George take over at this point. Go heading, vertical speed, 500.
From 98 kilo, we're doing normal speed.
We are climbing through 3,700 feet. Did not follow a flight plan today. Just going VFR on my own. And but I am going to monitor frequencies as we go along, and this is Oklahoma City approach. I do have ADSB that I'm going to pay attention to, see targets that may be further away, and obviously keep the eyes outside for any targets in the glare shield, or the windshield, excuse me.
Spec to 1, reduce speed to 210.
Yeah, already 23 knots on the nose. Pretty good headwind. We've leveled off 5,500 feet. I've done my rough leaning to 100 pounds per hour. I've got the cow flaps halfway closed, 28 inches of manifold pressure, 2,400 RPM. Temps look good, gauges look good.
Reduce speed at 170, following the taxi.
Pressures are good. We are in cruise flight. Get my flight timer up there so I keep track of that. Hour and 37 minutes back down to Shreveport. If you do not know, my name is Matt Farrell and I'm the Flying Salesman. You can find me on Facebook at the Flying Salesman on Facebook, and you can also find me on LinkedIn, the Flying Salesman. After I'm established in cruise, I like to take the big knob on the left on the Garmin 430, go to waypoint, hit the menu button, scroll down 1 to select destination airport. That puts my destination airport, all my information in the waypoint book of the Garmin 430. I scroll to the right, and I go ahead and put the METAR up. They're telling me the winds are 140 at 4 and the skies are clear. Then I roll it all the way over to the nearest airport. I think that's a good bit of information to keep on the screen at all times. So in the event that we need to divert for an emergency or any kind of in-flight situation that would require us to get to the nearest airport, I know exactly where it's at and in what direction. So the KSRE airport, which is the Seminole Municipal, is on a heading of 337, 6.8 nautical miles. They have an RNAV approach, and it's a 5,000-foot runway. The criteria I have set is 3,000 feet in hard surface. If I need something closer than that, then I'll consult my sectional or my map in the event of emergency. Otherwise, we'll be looking for something that's down below us. I've done some engine out training in this airplane, not very much. Not an ideal airplane for engine out training, but I do it once a year to stay proficient at it. And my experience with flying airplane with the engine power at idle is it comes down very, very quickly. I would not try and stretch anything beyond 1 mile per 1,000 feet, and I think that's being a little bit generous. So we're at 5,500. That airport's 8 miles away. We would not make it. I would start heading that direction and looking for alternative sites that are closer. And as soon as I found that alternative site, I would take advantage of it. I don't even like talking about that. I don't want to think about it. I want to take this opportunity to share a little bit of the footage from the trade show. This is a walk around that I did just to kind of give you guys a glimpse inside. This is what we call a tabletop show. There's no big booths, no big walk-in from four sides, island type booths. Everybody has the same space. You set it up how you like. Bring your materials, your marketing materials, bring your displays. And so we're all gathered here waiting for the attendees to show up. These are the exhibitors. And, oh, there's my friend Barry popping his head in. He wanted to say hello. He didn't know he was going to be YouTube famous, but he works down here at the Genesis booth, which is the next one down with the black tabletop. He's one of their tech reps. We have the S-Tech autopilot in our aircraft. Really happy with that autopilot system. I know there are different autopilot systems you can put in your aircraft. There are later versions, but this one has served us well, and I really have to speak highly about it. So taking you around the room here, just kind of showing you how we present, or each company presents itself to the various attendees. The attendees for this show are owners of avionics shops. They're the employees of avionics shops. They come to these Aircraft Electronics Association regionals for training. My career in aviation started with a passion for airplanes. Flew little balsa wood gliders. Then it was rubber band slingshot gliders, line control or U-control, which led to remote control airplanes, and now living the dream and flying the real thing. So I've taken my passion, I've turned it into a job, it's become a career, and now it's my lifestyle. The people that you saw in the video that I showed you around the trade show, they really are part of my family. And at the end of the day, we're all trying to make a living in an industry that we love. Even though we may be competitors in the industry, we harbor no ill will towards one another. We want to see each other succeed. But maybe our sales be a little bit higher than our competitors. But it really is a great family, and I really enjoy it. So if you ever get an opportunity to come out to an air show, Oshkosh Sun and Fun, AOPA, come by the Aeromock booth, see if the Flying Salesman there. I'd love to meet you in person, shake your hand. I want to hear about what you're flying. I want to hear about what you're doing in aviation. If you're working on something, I think it's fantastic. I don't care what it is. I love hearing the stories about my family and the industry I'm in. So seek me out, share that with me, and I'd love to hear it. I'm going to get back to the cockpit. I've got some things to do here, make sure the airplane's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Temperatures are good and that sort of thing. So let me get to work, and we'll talk to you a little bit further down the road. Good talking to you. We are level 5,500 feet, 13 minutes from Shreveport downtown and 32 nautical miles away. It's time to check in with Shreveport approach. Gonna go ahead and start slowing the airplane down, pulling the power back about an inch or two. Let things start cooling down a little bit. Heard me say it before, I like to do things real gradual in the airplane. No abrupt changes, no big temperature changes.
5. Remarks.
Get our 1 minute weather.
1,600. Shreveport, downtown airport, Shreveport, Louisiana. Automated weather observation 1550 Zulu. Wind 130 at 04. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 28 Celsius. Dew point 22 Celsius. Altimeter 3005. Remarks. Density altitude 1,600.
Go ahead and switch to the fullest tank. Good morning, Shreveport approach, Centurion 6048, members with you, 5,530, or 27 nautical miles northwest of Shreveport downtown, inbound for landing.
Centurion 6084, November, downtown landing runway 14, wind calm, altimeter 29906, standby for squawk.
996, we'll expect 14 for 48 November.
Centurion 48 November, squawk 0431.
0431 for 6048 November. And be advised, 40 November is beginning my descent for downtown.
Centurion 40 November, V4 altitude, you're discretion, your radar contact 3 miles west of the Vivian Airport.
40 November, roger. Alright, we got our descent going for downtown. If you're not familiar with the Shreveport area, northwest of Shreveport, there are some very tall TV antennas. They are 1,800 feet above the ground. Minimum sector altitude when doing instrument approach is 3,100. I kind of keep that in mind as I'm flying in here. I can see them in the distance. Also got them on my sectional. We're going to keep track of those and make sure we stay above that 3,000 mark, like we do when we're flying instruments. I think that's just good practice. Spatial awareness. Make sure we know where we're at. Been a great flight this morning. Yeah, bucked a pretty good headwind, but that's part of flying.
Destination ASOS is 118.525.
Thank you, Gladys. Autopilot's coming on. The nose up, get it below 150. Start slowing this bad boy down for Shreveport. Almost started that descent a little bit too late. We're below 150, get 10 degrees of flaps. That's going to help us bring it right on down. And Shreveport approach, 604 November, I have downtown in sight.
Cessna 40 November, contact downtown tower 120.22.
40 November's going to tower. Good day.
Good day.
Downtown tower, Centurion 604 November, 16 to the northwest, inbound for landing 14.
Centurion 604 November, downtown tower, that one's calm, relay 14, clear to land.
Clear to land 14, 40 November. Just coming over those TV towers now, 4,000 feet. Got plenty of altitude there. Nothing to worry about. Temperatures look good. Got our cow flaps closed. Get a little closer, we'll do our gumps check. Go ahead and program the visual approach for runway 14. Just give us a little bit of guidance. Load approach, activate. Back to my map. Really close to the course. We are below glide path. I'm going to continue my descent going. That way I don't have to slow it down to approach speed quite yet. Still got a ways to go. 11 nautical miles. Message on the 430 just tells me that the approach that I selected is not in the Garmin 430. I truly enjoy what I do, but I truly enjoy coming home. I got 2 kiddos at home that love to see me come home, and I love seeing them. My beautiful bride does a fantastic job of being a single parent while I'm away. I'm grateful for her that she holds down and keeps all the wheels on while I'm out here getting to spend time with you guys and having a lot of fun. So I'm grateful for my family, and it's always good to see them. Eight nautical miles out. I'm on course and on glide path. We're going to start slowing this puppy down. Got to get her below 140. Get the gear down. Pull a couple inches manifold pressure out. There's 140, 139, 138, 137, 136, and the gear's coming out. That nose is going to fall right down. If you can see that in the camera, when the drag comes out, the nose falls. Going to get a little bit of a descent rate and get back on glide path. We're a little bit above it. But the airplane's going to settle nice into a descent. We'll capture that glide slope and we'll keep coming home. Keep it coming down. Gas, undercarriage, mixture. Get that mixture in a little bit. Props full forward. We'll hold off on that. Not quite ready for that yet. Pulled the power back, gave it a little nose down, got that descent rate up. Get that arrested. Definitely warmer down here on the
2 mile
ground.
final runway 14.
Thank you, Gladys. Take advantage of those Aeromock Wilco vents. There we go, on course on glide path. Power's coming back.
Downtown 500.
Start slowing her down. Thank you, Gladys. So props full forward. Seatbelt, shoulder harnesses. Cow flaps closed.
09 Golf holding short.
Looking for 115 knots on the airspeed. Here's 115. Get that next notch of flaps. This will be a full flap landing. Bringing that approach speed down to about 90 knots. Short final. Last notch of flaps. There's almost 90 knots. Almost 90 knots. Power's out. There we go, 90 knots. A little bit low, pull that nose up. Now the airspeed's bleeding down about 80 knots. Gonna hold this attitude. Pulling the power out. Had to catch it there a little bit. Wanted to fall on me. Didn't even feel it, did you? I think you guys may have seen the wings rock though when I touched down a little bit left wheel low.
Turn 4 November, where you park?
North end of golf for 4 November.
Fredbear, Roger, and turn left on Echo November Golf to park, and sponsor ground 0.65.
Echo November Golf to park, monitor ground 4 November. Alright, verify flaps, flaps verified. Verify cow flaps, cow flaps verified.
Fredbear, we're staying on the other side of golf, because I have traffic taxiing down golf here in just a moment.
I typically go Echo November to golf, but I can go to Romeo if you want me to.
Yeah, that's Sirius on the north end of Romeo's going down golf, so if you want to just go up Romeo to go behind him, that might work out better.
Alright, Romeo to golf for 4 November, and going to ground. Interrupted my post-landing checklist there. Lights off. Cow flaps open. Flaps open.
Frequency 119.9er, squawk 6236.
All right, 119.9, 6236, 1 half John.
Alright, go ahead and switch to my timer, my up timer. Make sure my turbo spins down for 3 minutes. As always, it's good having you guys along with me on the flight. I enjoy talking to you. Really enjoy seeing your comments and questions down below. It's the engagement that I really enjoy. The back and forth. I love hearing your stories. I love hearing about your airplanes. I love building the community that we have in aviation. I really enjoy it. There's Chip, my mechanic. Usually don't taxi in this way. This is coming in from the opposite side that I traditionally taxi into my hangar. So, kind of nice. Wiggle my way through there. There's a Mirage parked in this hangar here. Really nice airplane. If you can see these airplanes out the windshield, there's a Cessna 172 and a Cessna 152 parked down here. He's my hangar neighbor, New Aviation, NEU, New Aviation. Colin, great flight instructor, just getting started. Got quite a few students. If you're in the Shreveport area and you're looking to learn how to fly, maybe you want to be a flying salesman, he's a great way to learn and get started. You can reach out to him. I'll put his contact information in the comments below. Spin her around here. Line it up so we can put her back to bed. Thanks for coming along. Enjoyed the flight, uneventful flight, which are the best kinds of flights. We're going to get the airplane topped off, ready to go again. We'll see you on the next adventure. Thanks for coming along.